What is good, everybody? Welcome in to the podcast, talk show, the whatever you want to call it that. But you're here. You've beat Monday, or Monday has beaten you, but you're still here. Listen, we're glad you're here. Well, thanks for joining. If you're new around these parts, my name's Justin. Hold on, we have a sub from my beautiful wife, Maggie. 27 months on a 40-month streak. That's crazy.
Fantastic.
Right? Is that what it said? No, on a 27-month streak.
40 months, yeah.
27-month streak, 40 months.
I was like, hold on, that doesn't make
any sense. Thank you, Maggie, for that Prime sub. That's a great reminder. If you have a Prime, Amazon Prime, that's a free sub. You could drop that here. You get one a month if you didn't know.
for sure.
But welcome in, everybody. My name's Justin. This is Michael. We are the guys you trust to drink. What does that even mean, Michael?
I don't know. I didn't name us. So
Ironically enough,
I hear it's a good thing.
I didn't either. We didn't even come up with this name. I think it was Maggie that came up with this name collectively with a couple other people. That we're just stand-up dudes that you would
it's a compliment.
that you would leave your drink with. Do me or Michael go to places where that kind of tomfoolery happens? I don't.
No.
But if we were there, you could definitely trust us. And you know what?
Sure.
Maybe don't, because the last thing you want to do is trust somebody who says to trust them.
Yeah, right. The good thing with us is that we're not saying that.
We're not saying that. We were, yeah.
No.
Don't.
We have been called that. It's by the audience, for the audience.
But we are the guys for the people. But welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. If you're not having a great Monday, hopefully it starts getting better right now.
Yeah, you got through the Monday.
You did it.
Tomorrow's a new day.
It is. It's a brand new day with brand new yays or nays. But welcome in, everybody, again. Michael, how's it been? How's your week? We podcasted last week, right?
Yeah, we did last week.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happened since that week.
I feel like it's been 4 weeks since then.
It has felt like such a long time. What is going on? We got one of our bathrooms redone.
Oh, nice.
So we've had people in and out of the house since I saw you last. Even before that.
The one across the hall from you?
Yeah. And no, it's back into. So yeah, I guess it's like directly behind me, but it's not the main one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, just people coming in and out of the house all day. It was supposed to be done like Tuesday, and you know how it's supposed to be done.
Oh yeah. Listen,
is never that.
It never goes to plan.
Yeah. So that didn't get done until Friday, and then also Friday. Through doing this, we discovered there is an issue with our electrical outlets. And
in your bathroom,
we had to so technically in our bathroom,
yeah,
there were sparks flying out of one of the outlets. So that's not great.
Pause. That's not good.
It's never a good sign. Don't listen to anyone who tells you otherwise.
Yeah.
So we had to have every single outlet in our house replaced.
Wow.
On Friday. And we had family coming in from Louisiana.
Did you have Kevin come over and do it?
No, it was an emergency. We found out Friday. Had to be done Friday. We worked with a company a few years ago, and they already did some of our electrical work. So they came out. They had 3 guys at least.
Yeah.
And got it done promptly.
Lickety split.
Luckily, yeah, exactly. Probably shouldn't do that. Done before
the company.
The company came out.
Right on. How did
the company was great.
How did Bitsy do with all of the In-N-Out company?
She loved it. She got to meet.
For anyone who doesn't
all
know,
the friends.
Bitsy is Mike's dog.
Yeah, my boxer. She absolutely loved it. She got to see a whole bunch of new best friends.
Yeah.
Only had one guy that didn't seem into it. But other than that, it was pretty good. Only issue my dog had was my family who were coming in and out of town. They brought a dog, and it's also a boxer. And I'm pretty sure both of them thought they were seeing a doppelganger. So they were all like, "What? You're me, but you don't smell like me.
Hold up.
You're not a mirror. What is going on?" That was the only issue.
Did they end up getting along, or did you have to keep them separate?
They weren't here long enough for them to get along, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think if they were here another day, they would have been best friends, but
Sure.
tried to, but Bitsy was like, I just got here and this is my house.
Yeah, I just claimed
So-
this place.
Yeah. So you're not welcome. I love all your people though,
Right on.
but yeah, hectic week
Yeah.
and weekend.
Emergency electrical work, and it's always... I've never been on the receiving end of like contractors coming in and out of my house. I've always just been the contractor going in and out of other people's houses. So that'd be a new experience for me, but it is, I don't know. I would want to watch what they're doing, but also not, because I know that like, I don't like when people watch what I do.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
right on.
I just felt like I wanted to help the whole time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not here to help.
What can I do? And they're like, you're literally
Yeah.
paying us to be here, so just sit down.
Exactly. But yeah, what about you, my guy?
Last week started out okay. I actually have no idea what happened before Thursday. I don't know anything. But Thursday, unfortunately, we had to put down Reggie, my dog. So big sad. But yeah, we're moving through that, and we'll be all right. But you know, it's one of them things. You know, old dogs are the best until, I mean, not until. Old dogs are the best, but you know that because they're an old dog, the worst part of owning a dog is coming. I'm going to get so this is Reginald's paw print the vet gave us.
Oh,
I'm gonna get it tattooed on the top of my thigh.
Let's go.
Where
Love that.
I'm sure you might have experienced this, Mike, but when he was asking for food, he would like put his paw on you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm doing it right there.
Very nice. That's beautiful.
But so that'll be next weekend, I believe. I'll be getting that.
Good.
So I'll be able to show you guys next podcast. The old Tatarooski. I never thought I would be a leg tattoo person. But I think I just hadn't thought of like a good enough tattoo to put there, and I just feel like once you like, for me, tattoos I don't like, and obviously maybe later on in my life when I have more tattoos, I'll just be like, it doesn't matter what it is or where it goes, let's just get a tattoo. But like for now, I only have two. I have a hammer, and then I have a tattoo that I got with my wife, and they both have like meaning to them. And so, like, this one will obviously have meaning, and so it made the placement. And Maggie said it would be hot, so that wasn't what I was going for. I was going for more of the sentimental, but listen, two birds, one stone. But, yeah, so last week, pretty rough. Not the greatest.
I can imagine.
But we're moving forward, and we'll be all right.
Heck yeah, man. I saw some of the outreach on Discord.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody.
Love Reggie to death. Yeah.
Appreciate everybody reaching out and all that, but we are we're gonna miss them.
Yep.
But
going on.
Yep. The show must go on. Let's see. Let me pull up my notes here.
Sure. I love that idea of the tattoo.
Yeah.
I was joking with a buddy of mine that because I do want to get some tattoos. Back when I'm getting some financial stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Which should be soon.
Hell
hopefully. But I was telling, yeah, exactly. Felix.
Absolutely.
I was joking with a buddy of mine about because we were talking about tattoos, and I think I've come to the decision like because I want tattoos on my arms, obviously.
Yeah.
But I would like to have tattoos that are like for me on my legs. So like I think that's a great thing for Reggie's paw because you'll basically always be able to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean you can see your hands and arms and
sure,
stuff,
but it's more it's more of a private tattoo.
For sure.
Less people will see it.
Yeah.
Unless they're like unless I'm swimming or something. But
Right.
no, I like that idea. I guess I didn't think about it too much like that as like your at least your thigh. I feel like if you go calf, it's kind of for everybody else, but if you go thigh, it's kind of for you. But that'd be cool.
I think I told the stream about this before, but I was real close, or the closest I've ever come to convincing my dad to get a tattoo, and it was something pretty nerdy, but I wanted him and I to get kind of matching tattoos of. It would be basically from the ankle to the knee of the map of Lord of the Rings. Oh,
that'd be sick.
And that's because I saw one and it was on the forearm, and I was like, I'm saving that for other things.
Right.
But
saving that for marriage.
It was the it was the only thing. It was the only time I've ever suggested to my dad we should get a tattoo, and he didn't immediately like. No, I'm not gonna get a tattoo.
Just scoff at it. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not doing that.
Counter proposition: your whole back.
Right. Oh man,
that'd be cool.
But
I haven't.
Yeah.
I've seen tattoos where it's like a map, but it's not really like a map of anywhere, but like a specific map would be sick. Like if you were really into like a video game or something, getting like a stylized map of that video game would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and the Lord of the Rings, I think that's my dad and I's biggest like thing we're both into. That's our biggest shared passion. So that's why I was
other Lord of the Rings tattoos that I've seen that are pretty cool. But I feel like a lot of people probably have this tattoo, and that's up to the tattooed person to decide whether they want that or not. I'm of the opinion that I'm like, I kind of want like original tattoos. I don't want to do like the lion with the rose and the map and the clock and the, it's like everybody's got one of those. But I feel like with Lord of the Rings stuff, I feel I just called out a lot of people right there. I apologize. And if you have one of those, they're sick every time. Yeah. I just don't want one.
For sure.
But the sword, before it's reforged, like the broken sword, like vertically down your calf would be kind of sick.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't want the full map. But I've heard, and Maggie, if you're listening and can type, isn't like right on your shin bone like a rough place to get tattooed?
That's what I've heard. Same with like the front of your knee.
Yeah, that's a little extra.
It makes sense because
extra painful.
It's like, I mean, anything hitting your knee sucks.
Yeah, it's right on. It's like skin and bone. There's no fat to like absorb any of the shock of it all. But direct bone is brutal. Skull skin, kneecap, elbows. Yeah. What are your tattoo ideas for your arm? What are you thinking? What would be your first one?
Man, so for the longest time, there's a tattoo in the Harry Potter franchise that I've always wanted because it's like a skull and a snake.
Yeah.
It's called the Dark Mark. I don't like being close to just like franchises because if it
goes bad
or something. but that one always loved the idea.
Yeah.
Man, I just say that, and I like all the ones I can think of off the top of my head are from franchises. But I've also wanted to get or toyed with the idea of doing like the Nazi zombie round, like like round 7 or something like that on my wrist.
Yeah.
Or just the inside of my forearm. I also really like the idea of the when you play Rock Band, there's emblems for each instrument.
Yeah.
So I was gonna get one for each one that I can actually play. So it would be like bass and drums, and I mean technically guitar, but I liked those just because Rock Band. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but like Rock Band's the only game that I like my family liked playing.
Yeah.
And that for anyone who doesn't know, my entire family hates video games.
Yeah.
Like with a passion, essentially. So that one was kind of big for me because it was a bonding experience.
Sure.
My sisters.
I feel like anybody can jump into Rock Band because it's like it's a game, but it's not. It's like
great.
It's very reminiscent of like old arcade games, which I feel like anybody can play.
It's an activity.
Yeah,
on top of a game.
Yeah, it's not hard controls. You hit the colors and you strum the thing, or you like hit the drums. Like,
and you got really good music to do it.
Exactly. I've wanted to get like the full Rock Band setup, or like. But I mean, obviously it's a lot of pieces, but I looked it up on eBay one time and it was like $800 for the whole set.
It's crazy.
I was like 2 guitars and drums, and I was like, geez Louise.
It's so crazy. Because I have a set, and at the time, because it was an ebb and flow of how popular that game was. The Rock Band 5, the last one to come out, it was on the downward swing of like popularity. And even back then, the whole set was 500.
I feel like Rock Band, did they just kind of like drop Rock Band? Or have they just been updating 5?
They've been updating 5. I hopped on not too long ago, and I was blown away with how much music they've added. Since. So like the servers are up. They had a game mode that was kind of like a new game come out, but it was called like Rock Band Rivals.
Gotcha.
But it was part of Rock Band 5.
I feel like how long's that been? It's been a long time since Rock Band 5 came out.
2016 ish.
Jeez, so almost 10 years.
Yeah. And it sucks because like if you're a casual gamer, it's a lot to invest in.
Yeah.
And you have to essentially have a lot of parties.
Yeah, you have to have people to play with.
Out of it.
Yeah.
That I do know they had I can't remember who made it, but recently they came out with some company made just a new guitar for Rock Band, and it was for another game. Like I'm pretty sure you got the game when you bought the guitar, but it's essentially like, hey, if your old Rock Band guitars are going out, buy this one.
Yeah, for a replacement.
It's a little bit better, and you can
I feel like they could easily drop if they dropped Rock Band 6 with like full sets, I feel like it would sell. Or
I tell you, they need to drop new sets.
I might buy it. However, with the way that people are nowadays, they're doing less and less like couch co-op. And so like nobody really goes over to people's houses to play. However, people with like siblings or people who like live with people who want to play Rock Band or live close to people who want to play Rock Band or just like have parties every once in a while that you can bust out the Rock Band stuff. I feel like people would buy it though. I feel like there'd be enough people to buy it.
Sure. I wonder if it would do really well on the Switch market, because Switch is kind of the last bastion of
couch co-op. Yeah.
and stuff for kids.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever worked together.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know.
It'd be
also,
like Nintendo branded guitars and drums and stuff.
Right. It'd probably be like miniature too.
Yeah. Be super small. Be like, what the hell?
Yeah. That being said, dude, the straying away from couch co-op in gaming is something I will never let go.
Yeah.
But like never understand, because it's so annoying to me.
They said, you know what we can make more money with?
Right.
Making everybody buy a copy.
Right.
No more.
Everybody buy a console. Everybody buy a copy.
No more going to your friend's house and split screening games. You have to have your own. You also have to buy the subscription so that you can play with your friend online. Yeah, it's all a big money grab.
It annoys me.
And companies like frick, I can't even remember. They made It Takes Two and A Way Out and the new Split Fiction game. I feel like they're the last, like, of the Mohicans kind of a thing, where it's like, we're making a game that is co-op only. It's like pretty much only co-op. So if you don't have somebody to play with, don't buy this game because you're not going to be able to play it. But not only is the game only co-op, you only have to buy one copy and then play with anybody. Which cool. is a bold strategy for selling games, because it's like, we're not going to have as many sales, but I feel like you're going to get more sales. Maybe, I don't know. They've been making great games. They make amazing story games. It takes
home like all the awards.
Yeah,
it's the only people making.
I bought Split Fiction for me and Maggie to play, but nice. we haven't started it yet. I've been playing Elden Ring and friggin' trying to get through some other games before I start another one. But that's what I heard, Kevin. And I might play it with Joy too.
There you go.
Get Joy back into the flow. But gaming's been great, I feel like, in the past, and then I feel like I'm optimistic that we're on an upswing of better games. I feel like we've hit, not maybe rock bottom, but we hit a rock on the way down to bottom, and it's like we're maybe on an upward trajectory to get some better games. I've seen some Battlefield. They're the new Battlefield like clips of destruction and like their gun lists and stuff like that, and it looks like old Battlefield. It's reminiscent of old Battlefield. So I'm excited about that, and hoping that some games come back to the light side.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's been, there for a while. It was so bad. Like, I don't want to blame one thing.
Yeah.
But a huge issue was the release of the Xbox One, because it was such a bad console compared to, like, I think that's what killed split screen, whether or not it was on purpose.
Yeah.
But the OG Xbox One couldn't handle split screen.
Yeah.
The thing was barely better than a 360. Doom Dark Age is going to be peaking 20. Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sexy Bigfoot?
Hey, what's up, Sexy
I'm
Bigfoot?
Stoked for Doom Dark Age. It comes out May 15th, I think. I need to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Sexy Bigfoot was second.
When I saw the Doom trailer, I prayed for the first time in my life, like, hey, if it's my time to go, I'm okay with that. But please, if I can, let me live to this point.
At least like May 17th, I'm set.
Yeah.
People have, I don't know if you've heard this or seen this. I hadn't until today. I heard somebody say something about it. But people are saying like, oh, Doom's just trying to be like God of War and blah 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 because he's got a shield and like an axe or something, and I'm like, Doom, is Doom. Doom hasn't tried to be like anybody ever. And
everybody else tried to be like Doom.
I was like, Doom's one of the first in first person shooting, if not the first. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Doom is close to the like Roman Empire in terms of how important it is.
The grandfather of first person shooters. And I just was like so baffled at the fact that they would try to compare Doom the Dark Age because the Doomslayer had a shield and a axe or whatever, and it was like, oh, that's like God of War.
a chainsaw shield on top of that.
Okay,
like,
where's God of War's chainsaw shield? Also, does he have a double barrel shotgun? Didn't think so. You know,
this is one of the reasons I don't like PlayStation. Is because they get like one good thing, and then they're like, oh, they're just trying to be this.
Yeah,
and it's like, so like how many things were compared to Last of Us? How many things were compared to freaking God of War? Also, God of War isn't even. It was originally like Greek.
Yeah.
Like, so they're also not in the river they started in.
Yeah, God of War isn't an original concept either.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. But you find me that person. You give me that son of a bitch. Yeah. Screw that.
He's more Captain America than God of War. Yeah. But still,
yeah, that's fair.
If Captain America went to hell and kicked demon ass and freaking had a chainsaw shield, honestly, would be a better Captain America. You know, like maybe.
Yeah. Oh, so completely better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, and I feel like they've not only imitated but done better.
That's gracious to call it imitation. Like,
yeah, no, I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked for Doom. I think it's May. Is it May 15th that it comes out? Did I ask that already? I think it is.
Yeah, no. There's a whole tirade I can go on about scheduling, but we have stuff to talk about. For sure.
Let's Felix.
Welcome.
Felix, are you still? I know he's playing the finals, but I think he has it on in the background. Are you still here? We're going to talk about your movie.
Yes.
Felix's first. Yes, May 15th. Thank you, Kevin. Felix's first movie suggestion: Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I say it, I want to say it like Donald Trump. It's Big Trouble. We have Big Trouble in Little China. It's big trouble. I got to China and I said, wow, it's big trouble. This movie, when was this movie made?
1986. Or
86.
Made in 85.
Jeez, Louise. This is an old one. But I had no idea what this movie was going to be about. I went into this one, as I do with most movies. Some movies I'm like, oh, I've seen memes and I've seen like clips and, but I've not seen the whole movie. This movie, never heard of it. Never heard of her.
Twice and still don't know what it's about.
Had never watched it before, obviously, because that's the point of the thing.
Yeah.
Watching this movie was I was like, it like started out classic start out. Like it was like, oh, this is going to be about this guy who drives this truck. And then it was like, if it was on an upward trajectory, it just was like, whoa, and just all over the place. So I was like, whoa. It was all over the place.
It's like you're going up the roller coaster, and then when you get to the top, it turns into another roller coaster. It turns into a swing, and then a drop swing.
You're like, wait a minute, I was on a different ride.
Hold on. It just happened.
But I'll give you the Justin Shealy breakdown. Essentially, this truck driver, that was a pretty decent Mario noise. This truck driver shows up to Little China for whatever reason. I guess he's making a delivery. Was playing cards, Chinese cards, with a dude from Little China.
I think it's called Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry.
That's Pokemon. And he won a bunch of money. The guy tried to double or nothing him. He won the double or nothing. And is following this guy friendly-ish to go get his money, the rest of his money. And on their way, right? Wasn't it on the way?
I think so. They had to pick up somebody on their way.
Oh, they had to
Or
go
he
to
convinced him to-
go to the airport to pick up his fiance. And then when they got there, the fiance gets kidnapped, and then they go on this crazy chase and end up wait a minute. First of all, wait a minute. I forgot a crucial part. I forgot the part that makes you go, "Oh, I need to buckle my seatbelt right now." The movie starts with a Chinese guy in a lawyer's office, I'm assuming, talking to a lawyer, and the lawyer's trying to get information from this guy, and he's like, "So you're telling me something about magic or something like that?" And he's like, holds his hands up like this, and lightning just shoots between his hands, and he's like, "And that was just a little bit," and then it cuts to truck driver dude. Okay, so for right out the gate, you're like, "Oh, we're about to get into some freaking this is magic," and so, sorry. Long story short, I got all kinds turned around there. Long story short, they have to rescue these two women from being married to like a 2,000-year-old spirit of a Chinaman. And they fight like these lightning and thunder, and there was another guy, I don't remember what he was, but
Rain?
maybe. But they had
spirits
magic powers. And then there was like this random beast that popped up that was kind of just out of nowhere. It looked like a Sasquatch and a werewolf had a baby and hit it with a frying pan.
And then also the floating eye cacodemon.
The floating orb thing from Doom was in this game, or in this movie. Yeah, they saved the women, and it's in the end. This, you know how last week I was like, I really appreciate older films that do actual like special effects or like actual effects for fighting, and this had none of that. This had zero practical effect fighting in it. There is actually an entire scene where they just jump through the air, crossing each other, and like swing at each other, and it's just, and then back across the other way, and then back across and that was the whole fight. It just back and forth, jumping back and forth. Maybe there was a little bit of practical fighting.
I think in the first half there was a few scenes of practical fighting,
and it was actually real. I don't know a fun fact, Michael. I know you're usually the one that looks up the fun facts. They were just jumping on. They went to a trampoline park and filmed that whole thing.
Right.
Doing their flips and stuff.
The lightning was real too. So that there were a lot of those harnesses. Yeah, absolutely.
So they were getting their money's worth. Yeah, they were like, listen, we have the cables already set up. We might as well use them to the fullest. But this is a comedy movie, obviously. And this movie, I don't know why this movie made me think of this or like come up with this thought that you kind of have to like figure out the kind of humor that the movie is trying to use.
Yeah.
Or otherwise you're not gonna like get it. You know, you're gonna be like, this is weird. Or like, this is
yeah.
You have to like in the first 15 minutes, you have to realize the humor that's about to be the entire movie. And in some movies, it's easy to pick up on it, like Rush Hour. It's an easy comedy to pick up on. This movie, a little bit more niche humor. A little bit more niche. I laughed a couple times in this movie. It was more. I put this movie in the category of like stupid movie night movies. Like, hey guys, let's watch an outlandish movie. And this is one of those. You know what I mean? Like, not quite Kung Pao, but also not like anything else. You know what I mean? This is like, there's like a middle zone.
It's such a weird place to be put.
Yeah.
Personally. Or I think personally, because I'm pretty sure the first time I watched it, it was on TV and I thought it was serious. I was like in junior high school. So I was like, this is just weird. And then I would laugh at some of the parts because I was like, I don't know if they're like serious or not.
Are they being serious or what?
Man, I think it's technically satire, right? Because it's like, but it's not making fun of the stuff. Satire usually makes fun of the whatever framing device it's in, right? If it's making fun of like Kung Pao, if it's making fun of foreign films, it's making fun of foreign films. This one's like in a foreign film format, but it's making fun of people who don't understand the format that it's in. So it's, my dad bought it on DVD dollars so many years ago and we all had to watch it. I think I'm told Rhett he needs to watch this for sure.
This is the kind of movie that's funny, but I'm not sure if they intended on the parts that I thought were funny to be funny. You know what I mean?
Man, it's hard to tell. It's definitely hard to tell because some of the special effects, like there's a character that blows up, like inflates and blows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's supposed to be funny. It's so like, I think they were just making it the best they could at the time.
Yeah.
I think. And then like, that wasn't the punchline, but like you're watching it and it's hysterical because it's like, it doesn't look good. The
best part of all of it, it's like, it would have been one thing if the guy had inflated and blown up and they just saw it was just like a sound and it shook the screen. They're like, whoa. And you're like, oh, that guy blew up. It would have been funny if they had just done that. But did they stop there? Not at all. Okay, let me paint the scene here for you in case you haven't seen it. They're like, imagine like an L-shaped hallway, okay? Or a hallway leading into another hallway, so it's like a T, okay? Here, I need my whiteboard. Okay, my thumb over here, this is inflatable blow-up guy, okay? And the people run out of this hallway and then like head down the other hallway. And then they stop right here and they turn around and look back here at the intersection of the hallways and just like chunks of this dude come flying through the hallway. It's just like...
And the chunks don't make sense either. They're not all like blood and viscera. There's like green in there too.
It's like floppy,
laundry, but it's also definitely skin.
It's like if the Michelin Man and like the Incredible Hulk exploded. It was just like rubber floppiness flew out into the hallway. It was hysterical.
It's like, that's definitely not skin and guts, but it's also definitely not skin and guts.
Yeah. We know what they were trying to do. Also, another part that I wasn't sure if was supposed to be funny, but was also really funny, is when they were doing the whole like ceremony with the two women and the like swords, and then the like guy who explodes does his whole like walk down the aisle fight. Like, what do they call that? There's a term for it.
It's like a runway scene.
Yeah,
but he's like showing off.
What's it called? Like, if anybody's done karate or something, it's like where you're imaginary fighting stuff. But he's doing this whole thing like all the way down to them. A dojo is where they would do karate to do these things. I can't even think of it. I even took karate when I was but I can't spell.
Oh man. No, yeah. Okay, so I think
Is that part supposed to be funny or no?
I don't know. Like, I think this movie is extremely well done, but like it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the movie, it's like an inside joke between the guy who made it, John Carpenter, and everybody against everybody else.
Yeah.
Or everybody in the movie, because it's like really well done stuff. So like whenever you say it's a dumb movie, it's like it's a dumb fun movie, but I think it's also very smart and on purpose.
Yeah.
And then there's the technology back in the day just wasn't that good.
Right.
So it's like also funny in that respect, looking back at it. So man, I was trying to come up with what this was.
It's one of those things where I wish that I knew somebody who saw this when it came out and could tell me their interpretation of the movie. Like they were like, "Wow, the effects were so cool," and like, "Oh my god, this movie's great."
Dude, some of the effects are impressive. Some of, not all of them.
Yes.
Some of. But like that's the dichotomy. They're also like horrific.
When the guy when the dude like goes through the wall to go to the lady that's like floating midair, and then like it's so bad. Doesn't even look like he's. It's like clearly he's not. This is a green screen or something. However, the part where they drive the semi truck into the back alley, those guys entering it like the god magic dude guys, the like old. Also, they were in Chinatown. Aren't those guys samurai?
I don't. Okay,
because like they were wearing like the Ronin basket hats.
Right. I'm not sure. I think both,
which would make them Japanese
countries had it.
Okay, maybe they both
countries had it, and then also Korea also had that kind of hat.
Did they?
So the time frames.
Anyway, it doesn't even matter. But I was gonna say that's Japan. That's what I thought. Anyway, they like float in on like lightning and stuff, and I think they used their entire like good ideas right there. In my opinion, that was like we're gonna make this scene so freaking cool, and then the rest of it they were like, we don't have enough money to make this like as cool as we want it to be, but we're gonna give it our best shot.
The difference in quality throughout the movie is insane.
Yeah,
because I almost suggested it to one of my friends who's really into like vibey movies.
Yeah,
that whole like whenever they're introduced and like the back alley fight scene and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's such a vibe. It's crazy good and like sure of itself, and then you just have other shots that I have no clue what was going on.
Yeah,
it's such a confusing movie to review.
The thing is if it was supposed,
I really enjoyed it.
If it was supposed to be a comedy, it was pretty good. It was okay.
It was definitely supposed to be a comedy.
If it wasn't supposed to be a comedy, this movie's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like if this was supposed to be serious, this movie was hilarious.
Dude, man, it's hard to tell because it's filmed like it's serious.
Yeah,
but like edited like it's. Man, I would watch parts and be like, what is going on here? Because that is hysterical.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? The main character. What's his name in real life? Is it Kurt Russell? Anyways, his line deliveries, I was watching it by myself and laughing like crazy. Just because the way he was saying the things.
Yeah.
Like just so sure of himself. And okay,
he did a real good job.
So, the original theme of the movie, because I spent some time watching interviews and stuff about this movie because I was trying to figure it out. I kept coming across people talking about some of the aspects of the movie, but then I watched the main character and the director talk about their experience on it. So the original like theme of the movie was, what if we have a action movie, a stereotypical action movie where the hero and the sidekick, their actions are switched. Like they still have the same personalities as each of those stereotypes, but the main action hero guy just gets his butt kicked all the time, and then his sidekick is just like tearing it up.
That is true, because he like shoots into the ceiling and gets knocked out for a second by the rubble that falls from the ceiling.
Yeah, dude, so those like the scenes where they're on wires and like fighting through the air, I know those are taken from like Japanese movies and kung fu movies before that.
All right.
You know, so that's like homage slash satire. Right. And then the whole idea of the movie being the roles are reversed. That's where the comedy comes in.
Right.
And then also, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it, but the main character said he was essentially just channeling John Wayne. So it makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just extremely well done satire.
Yeah.
But like compared to other satire movies, especially ones that came out around then, I know Val Kilmer was in a spoof satire movie. His performance was not that good.
Yeah.
But Kurt Russell is insanely good with what he's given.
Yeah, he did a good job. Another scene that I thought was hilarious was him rolling backwards down that ramp on the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then he hits like that well, and the wheelchair just like stops, and then he grabs the like wheels of the wheelchair and like pulls himself. Like, have you ever seen somebody do a wheelie?
He does the balancing thing.
Yeah, like the wheelie in a wheelchair thing. And he like pulls himself up. He's there, and then he like really fast jumps out of the wheelchair. Like, brother was already safe. He could have rolled himself all the way back to safety, but he was like, whoa.
They're playing it like that character was the first person to ever do that.
Yeah.
So he has like no clue what he's doing.
Maybe nobody had seen that trick before, and they were like, oh my God.
I don't know.
Can people
how do you
even...
do that?
People in wheelchairs are like, we can do that? What the heck?
Well, dude, that's another thing. That can be done, right? That's like a bunch of people do that. But the fact that he was going like 20 miles an hour and then it just came to a complete stop at the edge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Buddy was booking
Also,
it down that ramp.
Right. Fun fact, those when he was falling down, right? The ramp, the ground was actually level, and they designed all the walls to look like they were angled. So he's on a flat ramp.
Wow.
And just did that.
Getting pulled backwards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just one of the things I ran across
That's
when I was trying to
crazy.
figure out what the heck this movie is.
Another great scene following that scene directly is when they came with the guns, and he like swapped with the other guy, and then the other guy swapped with the other guy, and he was like, because it was like a machine gun and then a shotgun, and the guy that's not like a main character was holding the shotgun, and then the sidekick was holding the machine gun. The main character got the little snub-nosed pistol, and then main character hands the sidekick the pistol, takes the machine gun, and then the sidekick hands random dude number one the pistol and takes the shotgun, and then the like random dude number one just kind of like looks at the pistol like, why did I just get this? That cracked me up too.
It's so good. I want to say it's like they never play it for laughs. You know what I mean?
No.
Because that happened, and I had to rewatch it. It's pretty subtle. Like if you're just like,
it's very fast. If you're not paying attention, you miss it.
Yeah. And any other movie, that would be like the focal point of the joke, and it's it's background.
They're just doing it almost during the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie, Big Trouble in Little China, I would suggest watching it. Be prepared, I suppose. It's a funny movie. I still would classify it as like a stupid, silly movie. But like Michael said, it's well done. And I think people would enjoy it. There's not like much that I feel like anybody could watch this movie. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's like edgy parts in a movie or like a little bit of risque. I feel like this one was pretty clean all the way through. There were some like jokes said, but it was fairly clean.
They say the F word once.
A little bit of language.
Very few times.
Yeah. So it would be a funny movie to sit like invite. It'd be like a funny like gather around and like let's have fun watching this movie. I'm giving this movie. It's hard to rate this movie.
It's hard to rate it. Yeah.
And I feel like I did a classic like. And this isn't anything to do with the movie, but went into the movie not really wanting to see a comedy movie.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, okay, I gotta watch this movie. But it was.
And you're like, what is this?
Which makes it, which kind of proves the point of like that it was good because I enjoyed it even though I wasn't like in a mindset to like enjoy a movie. So I'm giving this. I'm giving this a 7, like a solid 7. Maybe like 7.2.
Gotcha.
It was solid. I didn't dislike it. I feel like I almost enjoyed the movie more when I talk about it with you afterwards than I did originally watching it. Not always. I don't always feel that way, but for some movies where I'm like, I didn't really laugh all that much, and then we talk about it more, and I'm like dying laughing because I'm like, oh, that actually was really funny. I just wasn't like prepared to like laugh at stuff. So I'm giving it a 7.2.
Gotcha. I'm going through my notes. This movie directly inspired those guys with the hats in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
this was a direct inspiration for them.
I forgot to mention, and I'm glad you said something. But as soon as those guys showed up, I was like, "Is this like a Mortal Kombat like spinoff movie?"
Right, dude. I think the first time I saw them, I was like, "Man, those are bad ripoffs of Mortal Kombat." And then I found out it was the Switch. I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
So these guys are really cool. Let's see. Also, okay, did you notice when he's talking to the big bad towards the end of the movie? Man, the first time I saw this movie, I thought he got punched in the nose and had blood all over his mouth. But he has lipstick from making out with like the damsel in distress. Yeah. So he's doing this like really like tough guy speech, and he's covered in lipstick.
Yeah. Maggie showed up right around that time. He goes, nice. She goes, nice lipstick.
Oh my gosh, dude. I almost missed it this time again. I was like, wait a minute, he didn't get punched in the face. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's from him. And yet again, it's barely addressed.
Yeah.
So it's like not even played for laughs. Yeah, some of the practical effects are crazy good. One thing. So in the beginning when they're having the like a fight between the three factions.
Yeah.
And they're running away from the battle, right? They do something that I don't think they do in movies at all. Hardly anymore, which was they were running away from the battle, right? And then they took a left, and the camera's in front of them the whole time, and they're like, they have dialogue exchanges as they're going like, oh, we barely got out of there, and then his sidekick is like, oh, this way, so, and they take another left, and then something happens and they have to take another left, and it takes them right back to
the fight,
the battle.
Yeah.
And their people are getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like the battle has progressed further than where they started.
Right.
And you really don't see that. There's spatial awareness within a movie, and then
Yeah. The continuity
the camera's
of it all.
essentially and the camera's basically from the same angle the whole time.
Right.
So it's really nice to know where you're at all times.
Yeah, you felt like you were just like, because you're almost spinning in a circle watching them
Yeah.
make this loop, because they ran and then they ran and then they had to turn again and then they finally got out of there. I didn't notice that until you said something, but you're
Yeah.
right. They did make 3 left turns.
Because nowadays they just cut to the best looking scene, right?
Right.
Or best looking shot. Well, in this one they just had shots set up,
Yeah.
and it was so crazy because it's like the opposite of disorienting. It's like, oh, this is where we started.
Yeah. We're right back here.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Good.
Kurt Russell's character reminded me if like my dad or uncle's generation got caught up in this, that's exactly how they would react. Like just kind of peeved that they're in the situation. And like, okay, I guess we're fighting this now.
Yeah.
It goes against a lot of tropes that were popular at the time. Like it's pretty popular now with like Marvel movies, but the scene where they're in the elevator getting ready for the fight and they're like, I feel pretty good about this.
Yeah.
Like that's so against the grain for like movies around that time. If they even had an elevator scene, it's like super dramatic.
Right.
You know? So yeah, this movie has inspired a lot of stuff that came after. Went up against a stacked year in competition wise. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Alien, the first one, a bunch of huge movies, and this one just kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Apparently they did not advertise this movie at all, and if they did, it was not done correctly, so it was a huge kind of flop, but made huge leaps and bounds on VHS.
Wow. Well, we know Felix's dad paid $1 for it.
I want to buy it on because I was watching the
it's free on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
it's free, so you don't have to pay any money to watch this movie.
The director's commentary. It sounds like the director and the Kurt Russell are at least buzzed, if not. I'm gonna give this. I had the same thing. I was gonna give it an 8.
Yeah.
But talking about it, I want to I know they have a good sense of humor.
Yeah. Hold on. I think we lost
Uh-oh.
the stream here. Are we back? I think we're back.
Hello.
Caleb just said which movie. Big Trouble in Little China is the movie if we're back.
Yeah. Very it's silly and intriguing, and you have to pay attention. And it doesn't take itself super seriously.
Yeah.
I wrote down in the comments, there's a kind of a meme where it's like, I don't like this movie because it insists upon itself. It's very ambiguous, right?
Yeah.
This movie is the exact opposite of that. This movie insists that you do not care about this movie.
Something that I forgot to add is my nephew's first and middle name is Jack Burton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so he was like, my name's Jack Burton. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, did you guys name Jack?
That's awesome.
I was like, did you guys name Jack after this? Because I told them I was watching this movie and they were like, oh, we love that movie. That's a great movie. And I was like, did they name their kid Jack Burton after this movie? That'd be crazy. They did not.
Fantastic.
They had like an uncle or something that was had his Burton as one of his mates.
So was the movie named after the uncle?
Maybe. But and then what was I had 2 things. Forgot the other one.
Also, this movie was originally going to be a Western movie.
It was gonna be a Western.
Yeah, and beat by beat, I could see how it could be a Western, except for the elevator scenes.
Yeah.
But
This is the other thing. The way that they killed the bad guy in the end. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Kurt Russell.
Friggin' throws a knife at the guy. The bad guy catches the knife. Wait, let me set the scene for you. The bad guy's holding the damsel in distress. Okay, one of them. Kurt Russell rounds a corner, just whips his combat knife at the bad guy. Right, still holding the bad lady or the good lady.
Wait, he's got lipstick all
Over his face. Whips his combat knife straight at the bad guy. Right, the bad guy lets go of the damsel. Catches the knife, throws it back at Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell catches the knife, throws it back at the bad guy, smack dab in the middle of his forehead, kills him immediately, and then gives one of the coldest lines ever. It's all about the reflexes, or it's all in the reflexes. Just call back to something he said earlier
in the beginning of the movie.
In the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Man,
that part cracked me up. I was like, wow, that's it. I guess that was it. They killed him. All right.
Because you think it's gonna be like throw the knife, picks up the knife, or throws the knife, they talk, picks up the knife, they talk, throws the knife. You think they would like do another round of talking, but he just catches the knife and throws it right back.
It happens in like 3 seconds.
Headshots them.
3 seconds total. It was like knife. Thank you, Phalanx, for the recommendation for Big Trouble, Little China. I was glad that we're losing the internet is being goofy.
Oh no.
I'm not losing you.
More.
Am I lagging on your end?
No, you're good on my end.
Yeah, I don't know why. This must be like a Twitch thing or something.
Sure.
We're there. We're back, I think.
Maybe.
Unstable.
Unstable.
Again. Refresh.
I wonder if YouTube's. I can check YouTube if you want. See if the stream's going up.
I don't think it is because on OBS I can see. I think we're back up. At least here on OBS it says that. Yeah, we're back up. Okay. Thank you, Phalanx, for the movie suggestion. It was good. I was glad that it was free. I figured that we'd probably have to pay like a tariff or something on that movie. But
that was San Fran. We're good.
San Francisco. All right. I think I'm gonna move on to breaking news or weird news. This one, I feel like we're both gonna have the same reaction to this. Gen Z wants to stop using the thumbs up emoji as it's too passive aggressive. Air quotes. Get over it. It's what happened to my
You okay?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I forgot to put us back.
Oh no.
Okay.
We're
good. We're good. Everybody calm down. Yeah, they think it's too passive aggressive. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so remind me, what is Gen Z again?
The generation after us.
Right after us?
Yep.
Okay. And I believe that's the generation in between me and ours and Rhett's generation, right?
Yes, Rhett would be considered Gen
That's
Alpha.
Gen Alpha?
Yep.
Okay.
We're talking like 20. If you're like 27 to 24 ish.
Sure. I think. So this is okay.
Don't quote me on that, but it's
you.
like we're in the 20s.
I'm with you that this is stupid. However, like it shouldn't be banned, right? It's silly that it's banned. However, if somebody just sends me the thumbs up emoji, it's either my dad or it's like this isn't good. You know what I mean? Like either do the rock on or cowabunga,
Sure,
something like that. So I can see what they're talking about.
No, the thumbs up emoji is not banned.
No,
Gen Z wants to stop
ban it.
using the thumbs up emoji. It's too passive aggressive. I'll read the headline here. A Reddit thread has stirred up a generational debate around the thumbs up emoji, with many Gen Z users labeling it passive aggressive or even rude. That older generations consider a straightforward sign of agreement or approval. Younger workers often interpret as cold or dismissive, especially in a professional setting. For some Gen Z employees, getting a thumbs up at work, getting a thumbs up in a work chat feels more like getting brushed off or more brushed off than acknowledged. The conversation reflects the evolving communicate online and how even a single emoji can carry a different vibe depending on who is sending it.
This is okay. So this is not new.
No,
I've known about this since
it's not a new thing.
at least when I was in college. I heard about it.
Uh-huh.
Like right at, I want to say probably 2015 is when I heard about it, I think. So I saw this again. This is not new, but yeah, no, this Gen Z, man. Like, with the Gen Alpha coming up and the things I've seen, Gen Z's gonna get eaten alive.
Yeah. I feel like
Because
Gen Z and millennials, there's a small sector of millennials and almost all of Gen Z that are going to get eaten up by Gen Alpha.
kind of the BuzzFeed generation.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking? The
Yeah.
people who like think like that.
Mhm.
Because that whole generation like hated what I was, right?
Uh-huh.
Somebody who, you know, not to get too personal.
Dastardly good looks.
No,
Great
like,
personality. They hated that.
everything that I represented. Like going to college was not fun.
Uh-huh.
Every damn class was man, this is such a much more broad topic, but just, you know, outdoorsy, enjoying like themselves. It's like, no, you need to feel bad about yourself,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
You are the product of
there needs to be
the
some
worst
shame.
things on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they treated me,
Right.
And like things that we were interested in,
Sure.
and they looked down on tradespeople,
Mhm.
you know, blue collar people. We talked about this a little bit last week with the culture of colleges and schools.
Uh-huh.
So there was the like a lot of people who still believed in this like university way of going through life.
Uh-huh.
Nothing wrong with it. Depends on what you're going there for.
Sure.
Right? Great for life experiences, great for very specific degrees. But there's a lot of people getting left behind.
Getting pregnant out of
because
wedlock.
of it. Oh man, dude, what's bad is most of the people I know in that situation didn't go to school.
Oof. Maybe going to
So,
school is how you keep out of that. I don't know. You're too busy, I guess.
You gotta do something. Yeah. No. So this like the millennial. I like to refer to them as like the BuzzFeed generation,
Sure.
which is just. Oh man, I don't want to be controversial.
Send it.
I'm just gonna keep it at BuzzFeed. People. They are not
They get
prepped
pregnant
for
in
the
high
real
school.
world.
Yeah.
If you get pregnant in high school, you're not going to college.
Probably
You can't
not.
afford it.
You got responsibilities.
And if you're in college, you're a loser. No.
Yeah. The
So yeah, the people who think the thumbs up emoji is aggressive are gonna get annihilated by
Dang.
Gen Alpha.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
there's a swing. Gen Z and Gen Z and millennials are soft. for the most part.
Yeah.
The mainstream of both of those generations, and then like Gen Alpha is like the totally opposite. They're like, frick your feelings. We're doing whatever we want.
Yeah.
But yeah. So maybe don't use the thumbs up if you're talking to younger people.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't most of the time.
Yeah.
But
I think it's boring.
unless
Not to let them
I'm
win.
unless I'm commenting back on like a Instagram or a TikTok thing as the hammer guy who always uses like everything is a thumbs up at the end. It just makes sense for the brand. I just don't use them personally in chats. I usually use like the hang loose or the rock.
They call it the call me emoji. And it's like, yeah, call me, right? Used to be a thing. But I know that, what did you call it? Hang loose, cowabunga, and like love you.
Yeah.
I've heard that. That's what
What's really funny is I use that a lot when I'm talking to a dude that I work with, and our trucks have like CarPlay, and so it'll read the text message to you.
Yes.
And so it'll be like, okay, see you tomorrow. Call me.
Call me emoji. And it's like, that is not.
Like, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to say.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah.
Gen
I would use that all the time
Alpha
at work.
bring back the other F word.
They are.
They definitely
They're bringing back more than that.
They're bringing it all back,
like,
baby. We're getting all of our words back. Anyhow,
legitimately, if I asked,
there's David right
my
there.
nephew,
Justin said the call me emoji.
If I asked my nephew what he thought about people being, calling the thumbs up emoji aggressive, he would call them the F word.
It's like the South Park episode. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch some South Park. I guess I don't. All right, moving on. A group of drunk men in Poland stole a 36-ton T-55 tank and took it for a joyride.
Nice. Sorry.
In June of 2019, the quiet town of, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Poland.
That's a long name.
Yeah. Saw an unexpected surreal sight. A 49-year-old driving a fully functional Soviet-era T-55 tank through its streets while under the influence. The tank had originally been in transit on a trailer, but when the trailer broke down, the man took matters into his own hands. Instead of waiting for assistance, he decided to fire up the 36-ton military vehicle and take it for a spin. Alarmed, residents quickly contacted authorities, and police arrived to find the tank parked on a main road with the man standing casually nearby. He was promptly arrested and later charged with creating a public safety hazard. If convicted, he could face up to 8 years in prison. The incident not only shocked locals, but also raised serious questions about how decommissioned tanks ended up operational and in the hands of someone clearly unfit to drive it. Listen, did he?
Amazing.
I want to know, did he hurt anybody?
No.
Did he just?
I don't think
did
so.
he just drive it a little ways, park it? Maybe give him a DUI, but not 8 years in prison. You know what I mean?
I think the photo I saw of the tank being driven, it was late night. Nobody was out.
No.
Which, if you're drunk, that makes sense.
He didn't fire it.
Yeah, that's another thing. And just because also, how did he get it up and running? That's the most impressive thing.
Yeah.
Got it up and running.
Now, I've never started a tank before, but I can't imagine it's as easy as just going in there and
it's a Russian tank.
Turning it on.
It's not even like press to start. It's like sugo bliat.
Yeah. Sugo bliat. That's funny.
Dude. Shoot, what was I going to... So that's really impressive. This guy's part of the A-team, for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Ligma could potentially become a real medical condition.
If you get too many thumbs up emojis, you get ligma.
You get ligma. A man known by the pseudonym Typo has officially named his rare genetic condition ligma. A term previously popularized as an internet joke, granted the opportunity to name his condition by the National Institute of Health. Typo chose the name during an appearance on the H3 podcast. His condition involves abnormally short telomeres. Telomeres?
I'm not sure.
Telomeres.
Huh? Yeah, telomeres. I don't.
Protective caps at the ends of a chromosomes.
Yeah,
I don't. This is medical. Chromosomes. Well, maybe I'm short one or have an extra. I don't know. Which
Okay.
are
So he's got short chromosomes.
He's got something which are typically associated with aging. And maybe I have it too.
Okay.
Maybe I'm coming down with ligma.
You're fine.
And can lead to severe health issues. In Typo's case, the premature shortening of these, I'm not even going to try anymore, has resulted in symptoms comparable to those of advanced stage cancer. Despite the humorous origin of the term, the medical community is taking the condition seriously. Typo's decision to name the disease ligma has sparked discussions about the intersection of the internet culture and the medical nomenclature. While the name has garnered attention online, healthcare professionals emphasize the importance of recognizing the severity of the condition and the need for continued research into this disorder. Don't tell anyone you were homeschooled. Listen,
It's not contagious.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even remember the last time I've read the word chromosomes, okay?
I've seen some pretty untasteful jokes that involve chromosomes. And this is
Anyway, we're going to move forward. Everyone knows that I can't read. Everyone knows I can't read, okay?
Ligma. Hold on. You did fine. It's fine. Ligma. That guy's a saint. If that gets passed through, because his name's Typo, and it's like a shortening of chromosomes. You could just have like the typo disease, right? That would fit. But he's sacrificing his name and recognition.
Yep.
For future generations and past generations.
Listen, if I was lucky enough / unlucky enough to have a rare disease that nobody had ever had before, and they were like, yo, what do you want to name it? I feel like there's only one thing to name it.
Ligma?
Maybe two. It's either Limbago or Ligma. There's no other options. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's funny. They get rid of the word Limbago because it's actually something else, and then they bring it back because of the game.
I feel like that's I feel like it's only fair.
Love it, dude. That's that. I love that story.
Yeah. So Ligma, don't catch it. But that is what I got for weird news.
Fantastic, dude.
Let's see, where are we here? We got 10 minutes. What are you trying to do? Yeah, what do we got left? Is there anything that we've left out for a while?
Yeah, there's a few things.
pick one. You pick.
It's fine.
You pick.
Well, with 10 minutes left, the chat is giving me FOMO. Why is that?
Because she's doing stuff.
Homeschooling? Oh.
Hey, David, are you in the chat? We may have banana pudding tomorrow at work. I'm just saying.
Ooh, fantastic. Well, do you want to go out on a light note or a don't trust your government note?
I don't have my tinfoil hat. We need to bring those back.
You do need to bring those back. I need to make one that's more official because it's using one of my helmets.
Yeah, I need to make an official one too. Next week. Let's save conspiracies for next week, and we'll try to maybe we'll do a whole segment of conspiracies.
And there's one brand new conspiracy, possibly.
A new conspiracy has touched
There's
the.
evidence. A new conspiracy has hit the second tower. Let's see. That's a conspiracy theory. One's true. That's a conspiracy theory. Didn't realize we could do guess the game.
Guess the game. Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. Just realizing.
Are we trying?
3 different topics are all conspiracies.
Are we trying to do like a repo run?
Game night. I'm down.
All right. I feel like repo
Should be more free than the last 2 weeks.
All right. Guess the game. Guess the audio. Guess the book. Guess the movie. Guess the logo. Guess the house. Guess the angle. I'm gonna go ahead and make that choice easier. We're not doing guess the logo. We're not doing guess the angle. Or the book. I don't know enough books.
Should we do one guess the book, the first one? Because the first ones are always easiest.
Okay.
And if we can't, I think we should only do it once to prove that we shouldn't do it again.
Okay. Let me hold on. I gotta get this on the screen.
And there's been 638 guess the books. So let me go to
6:30. I'm at 6:30. We're going to the first one?
We should go to the first one because it'll
Okay.
be easiest. Where is the day before one option?
All right. Here we go. All right.
Wait,
Oh.
where's the day before option? Do you see it?
I think you have to we have to get through this one.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'm just skipping all of this because I'm never coming back to here again. Submit. Skip. That book was Everything is Illuminated. Cool. Previous
yeah,
day.
You're right. Play previous days.
Goodness gracious, that was way down there. Okay, book number 1.
Okay. Number of ratings is 5 million. I don't know what the Goodread ratings is.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
how many people have reviewed it.
Okay, Mike, will you read the first bit there?
Passage?
Yeah.
Yeah. When enough years had gone by to enable us to look back on them, we sometimes discuss the events leading to his accident.
And if you know what book that is, based
That's
off
popular.
of just that, what? Actually.
Man.
Okay, skip. I wanted to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand.
Okay.
Genre is Southern Gothic, racial injustice, and moral.
Oh, I know what this is.
growth.
I know what this is.
What
not
is
because
it?
of what they said, but because of the
genre. What is
I
it?
believe it's To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep.
Let's go.
Never doing that again. All right, let's do guess the game. We haven't done that one in a while.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on game 1073.
Okay. Yeah, same. Let me zoom in here.
All right.
Not much. Oh.
It looks
hold on.
older. For sure.
This is a shot in the dark. but
Shot
I'm
in the
gonna
dark.
try it. Dang, this is part of a franchise, so I'm not sure what it would be, but we've played. It was the game. Was it called Good Neighbor?
Oh, Secret Neighbor?
Secret Neighbor.
I don't know why I'm in all caps. How do you
It's
spell
not
it?
Secret Neighbor.
It's not. Let me turn off caps. Okay. Ooh. What the heck is this?
Not rated. What the heck?
There's a folding chair.
Repo.
This game is everywhere in the internet. Oh, no, it's not Repo. We're going to play Repo. Oh, this game is everywhere. It's very popular right now. I'm going to skip in this one. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Repo.
Oh,
it's
it is Repo.
What the heck?
Heck yeah, dude.
Wait, so
freaking
David-
Alpha Lion, first one,
How-
yeah.
How did you know?
Get that?
Oh, dude, you know the alien in the right hand side, the guy that floats
yeah.
around. Wow,
Yeah, it's good. Fantastic
Dang.
job.
How did? Wow,
We
I can't,
play that like
I can't
every
believe
week.
that I didn't get that. All right, play previous day. Let's do one more, and then we'll actually go play repo.
Sure.
All right.
1072.
Yep. I have no idea.
Oh, speaking of which, we didn't talk about this, but Oblivion apparently is coming out.
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, I'm gonna get it. I don't know if I'm gonna play it tomorrow, but I'm getting it.
I kind of want to get it. You know if it's full price?
I have no idea. I'm skipping
Put it
this.
in-
Oh, Tomb
put
Raider
in
or Prince of
Oblivion.
Persia? Caleb says.
Meta score 92%. What's that?
Tomb Raider
So, Tomb Raider?
Chronicles, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider. Let's go Tomb Raider Classic. It's not Tomb Raider.
And it's not in that franchise?
It's not in the franchise. It would have said it would have said right franchise. He said Prince of Persia.
Yeah. Game.
you tr-
It's not Prince of Persia. Look at
you
that.
did?
Look at that third photo.
Third pick. Oh.
GameCube. Look, exclusive GameCube game.
All right, this is going to be David to get this one because I never had a
This
GameCube.
is Silent. Is it
Silent Hill?
Not Silent Hill. Resident Evil. Like, was there?
Blonde woman, so specific. Come on, David, you know what this is.
Resident Evil. I want to say Resident.
I don't think she's a natural blonde because her roots are darker.
Excuse me.
Was
Five
it?
Revelations, Mercenaries. I'm looking for one that's not
Oh,
like well known. Code Veronica. Ah, yes. Wait, hold on. No, and it's not in. Doesn't look like it's a Resident Evil game. What the heck? Action adventure.
I've never seen this game.
I didn't have a PlayStation, or I didn't have a GameCube.
Why does that look like a
Played it a little
Tano
bit.
in the middle?
Wait, how do you see Ahsoka Tano? I see like a Roman legionnaire.
Maybe that too.
It could be her.
She's like looking towards the. She's looking towards the red one.
Uh-huh.
It's,
I can see it in the
it's
face.
not
In the face, I can see that.
Eternal Darkness. Yep, Caleb was right. Eternal Darkness.
Fantastic, Caleb.
All right, we are gonna call it there, and we'll jump on to some repo here in a second. Thanks,
It was a
everybody.
Roman centurion.
It was.
Sorry. Yeah. You look at the last picture.
Oh, yep, it was.
Video. That's awesome. That looks like a fun game. Sorry. You're an outro.
Too bad it's on GameCube exclusively. You can probably buy it on Steam. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We're the guys you trust with your drink. If you enjoyed this, drop a follow if you haven't already. Make sure those notifications are turned on. That way you get to noti every time we are live. We are going to end this stream, start another one, and play some repo. We call it After Party, where we're just going to have some fun, play a little bit of games. But, again, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. Love you, mean it. Stay hydrated. Stay hammered. Stay healthy.
everyone.
We'll see you in about 2 minutes. Peace.